Arsenal nil, Manchester City 2. This was a horrible Sunday. Wow, Waka, welcome back to another match reaction. Oh man, my birthday weekend started on Friday, going to London on Saturday, watching the women play at the Emirates. Flew back today, was back right in time to watch the final, and after watching that, the delay at Heathrow should have been like 4 hours longer, so I wouldn't have to witness this. When the lineups came out, I was like, oh man, Eze not playing, Timber not playing. It's really not what we need in our first final in years, man. Not having those two there, real letdown. The starting lineup, I was kind of surprised that it was Ben White and not Mascara. Yeah, but my biggest pain in this match is just the way we played because I don't feel like we put up a fight. We should have done so much better here, man. The game starts off, and early on, Havertz has a big chance. The finishing, horrible. Kind of what we know from Havertz. He needs a couple of chances before he scores, most of the time. Saka in the rebound was a bit rash, maybe, but it was a good double save for Trafford. After that, we were the dominant side without really creating anything too dangerous. And after about the half-hour mark, you could tell that Man City were getting back into it, man. The first thing that happened in the first half where you could see that Man City was starting to get back in it was the Nkapie yellow card. That meant that they could use Semenyo to attack him a lot. They did. There was a cross from Semenyo. Haaland was just a bit late and couldn't get his head on it. They had another moment from that side, and from there on, they started to build. Doku was contained mostly during the first half, doubled up a lot, Ben White and Saka together, or any other player that was in the vicinity. But yeah, the last part of the first half didn't look great for us. Then comes the second half, and from the kickoff, you could tell that Man City were on top of it, man. Whatever Pep said to them, it worked. They were on top of us. We couldn't get out of our own half. Every time that we did get the ball in the back line, we just pumped it forwards, just just on a prayer, and it didn't work. For me, at some point, I feel like we should have had Havertz and Jokeres get together more. So when we play it long, they're bunched up, and one of them can try and win the header, head it to the other one, or even if they don't win it, the other one is near them to maybe win the second ball, maybe even put Saka there too. So it's three guys just fighting for that ball. But we just kept trying to pass it out. And then when it came to Kepa or to Gabriel, they would play it long, and Man City could get the ball and start their attack all over again. Kepa came out for one of the long balls across to Doku, and it looked horrible. He misjudged the flight of the ball. He was nervous outside of his area. He made a foul on Doku. Maybe even lucky for some that he just got a yellow card. And from there on, it was downhill. Kepa, his confidence was less. You could tell that the defenders had less confidence in him after that. Man City got more confident. They started to attack even more. And you could just tell that the goal was coming. They go through on the right side. Good cross from Nunes. Oh no, I think that wasn't that one. It was just a cross. Kepa just, I don't know what he was doing, man. The ball just goes through his hands and it falls for O'Reilly, who beats out Subamendi and he heads it home. 1-0 down at the hour mark. And at that point, we should have had substitutes ready to get on the pitch immediately. They weren't there. 4 more minutes of Man City doing their thing, playing around with us. Cross, O'Reilly there at the back post again, heads it home. 2-0, 64th minute. And you kind of know that it's done from there. The way we are, the way they capitulated at that moment, I didn't see any way back into this. The subs came on, and other than Calafiori, none of them had any positive effects. Madueke was horrible. He had the ball a couple of times. Either his first touch was horrible, dribbling was horrible, or as usual, the pass at the end was horrible. Martinelli, kind of the same thing. The first time he got the ball, he dribbled it out of play. Calafiori hit the post. He had another moment where he just came into it and the cross wasn't great. Jesus came on later on, and when Jesus comes on, you just know you fucked up because Jesus is done for, and he did hit the crossbar from a header. But other than that, Arsenal didn't really do anything where City was gonna be like, oh, they're coming back into this game. They gave the ball away sloppily again during the end of the match. You had Turkey just playing keepy uppy. Ben White retaliated for that, got a yellow card. They were just wasting their time, just comfortable. Arsenal wasn't really making it difficult for them. They weren't under pressure for the last couple of minutes or anything. It was just fairly comfortable at the end. They deserve to win this cup. It's just typical from Arsenal in the final like this, especially when it comes to the League Cup. I mean, in my time of supporting Arsenal since '99, I haven't seen us win the League Cup. I've seen us lose two finals, both of them just because of our own bad play again, because the Birmingham one was horrible. This one again. Oh wait, seen us lose three of them. We got smashed by Man City as well earlier in the Wenger era, still 3-0, and then having to see Man City come to the Emirates and beat us 3-0 again. Hopefully, this time it doesn't mean that they are going to beat us at the Etihad 2-0 in April, but this was just really bad, man. When I watch these games, especially when it comes to Arsenal in these important games, I just want to see more fight. I want to see us be smarter because there were just so many things that really annoyed me, man. When it comes to Nkapia versus Semenyo, yellow card or not, Semenyo is a right footer mainly, and every time Semenyo gave him the chance to go to his right and cross the ball, why? And why didn't Trossard help him more? I don't get it. When it comes to us playing out from the back, they were just putting four men in front of our defense and they were just forcing us to go long. Why not make sure that those long balls get dealt with better by bunching up some of our attackers, putting it in that area, and go for the second, even third balls there. Why not do that? At the After the second half started, you could tell Havertz was useless. He was useless after the first chance he had. After that, I didn't really see him do anything amazing. So he was useless. At least bunch him up with Jokeres to try and win some of those aerial duels. They didn't do that. So why is he on the pitch? So after like 50, 55 minutes, we should have known that we need substitutes. Make those substitutes before we go down. But no, we have to go down 2-0 before those subs happen. And then after that, the subs were ineffective. Madueke was horrible. Jesus wasn't amazing apart from his header on the crossbar. Martinelli wasn't great. I feel like even putting on Max Diamond instead of Jesus would have been better. I don't know why he didn't do that. At least he has the X factor. But yeah, this was just for me a really bad game. Bad game management from Arteta. I know there are a lot of Arteta fans in the Arsenal fan base, but I've never been an Arteta fan. And for me, this is just strike one for this season of him not showing us, or of him showing us that he is not a serial winner, or he is not the kind of coach that is going to get us a lot of trophies. The way he handled this final against Pep, he showed that the student isn't good enough to beat the master. It was just so annoying, man. Just watching it as a fan and seeing so many of the tactical things going wrong and him not changing it, whether it's from in-game changes from just player roles positions or from subs earlier on, because at halftime you could have taken Havertz off already. Maybe even put Norgard on the pitch to even shore up that midfield, because we were starting to get overrun there, not winning it. Rice was on his own practically. Supermendi couldn't really help him too much, because even if Supermendi would bunch up with Rice, it would mean that White on that side would have been left more open. And as Man City was starting to find more space in the midfield, we should have shorted up with maybe putting Norgard in there. I know we don't like to have three more defensive minded midfields, but at that moment, just to steady the match, it would have been better. And then maybe start to get more attacking subs in after we steady the match. We didn't do that. We just let them run all over us. Yeah, Arteta, man, come on. Two more strikes, and for me, it means you're out, man. For me, if we don't win the Premier League, he should go out regardless. The only way he would save his job, then for me personally, would be the Champions League. And if he wouldn't win that, find another club. It was just such bad performance, man. I feel like Saliba and Gabriel defensively did okay. When it comes to the general play and the build up and everything, they didn't do great either. Midfield didn't do great when it comes to build up. Rice did his best when it comes to breaking up their play. Havertz useless. Jokeres didn't really stand a chance after the first couple of minutes, because he was really lively then. He was trying it. He was running the channels. But at some point, when Arsenal couldn't retain the ball, yeah, his chances of being an impactful player on this match were slim to none. Trossard didn't really do much and also didn't really help Nkapie on that left side. Saka also fairly invisible. There were moments in the first half where I wanted to see more from him. And then in the second half, I just wanted to see him on the ball try something. But we just couldn't keep the ball in the team, man. Yeah, the decision to start Kepa instead of Raya, bad one. Maybe White instead of Mosquera was also a bad one. Not taking off Nkapia earlier, probably also a bad one. And not taking off Havertz earlier, also a bad decision. So Arteta really needs to look in the mirror. Players need to look in the mirror. And we need to regroup from this, man. We need to do a lot better. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.